All right, everyone, welcome back. Bear Down. This is going to be a very short video, so hopefully you enjoy just a short recap of where things are. But I did a long video this morning for my Free Talk Tuesday. But the biggest question I'm getting as I clarify things for the salary cap is what happens when we trade down from number 9? What does that do for the salary cap? Because trading down from 1 would have a significant impact because there's so much trade value in that you can pick up multiple pieces. But trading down from 9 isn't going to have the same impact. So let's look real quick right in the middle of your screen. If you can't see that, it's 29,058,896 is what Spotrac says we have today. So there's 68 people on the active roster today. We know that'll get up to 90. We have to cut it down to 90 by the time we get to training camp and OTAs. And then it'll be down to 53 before the season starts. Right now, we sit with 29 million because they only count the top 51. See 2 lines above that. It says 231 million is our top 51 total contracts. So there's 29 million. Below it, though, those are the ones that haven't been allocated yet. Byron Cowart, Jake Curhan, Jake Martin, Dante Pettis, Brett Rippon. They're all league minimum contracts, so they will minimally change the salary cap. They won't change it much at all. Not worth noting. But Eamon Ogbonnyemegia and Gerald Everett will impact the salary cap. 2 years, $12 million, $6 million, but take away the other one that it would replace, a $900,000 contract. That's $5.1 million difference. Right in the middle of your screen in the orange. And Amon's is a 2.5, so take away the $900,000 contract it would replace, and that's 1.6 million. So 6.7 total. They've now removed Justin Fields' contract. They have added on Shelton's contract, and so that 29 million doesn't include the rookies, the 12.299 you see at the bottom, and that 6.7. So we're going to round it to 13 million because of some of these league minimum contracts will have $200,000 or $300,000 hits. So 29 million minus 6.7 minus 13, and you're looking at plus or minus 9 million. So that's where we stand right now. Ryan Poles likes to go into the season with a buffer of 5 to 10. He could have an extension put in place for certain players that are coming up and on. Jack Sanborn's the biggest one in my mind that needs an extension. But here we are with the top 10, and we're not trading out of number 1. I hit the hypotheticals. I like to do that to show options. I would be surprised if it happens. I have said in every video, 90% we're taking Caleb Williams. That's the reality of where we are. Caleb Williams is deemed that guy. All these guys see stuff in him. We're more than likely taking Caleb Williams. Now, if Washington really puts an offer on the table that we cannot resist, and it's absolutely franchise changing, that could change. But let's go off the premise that we're taking Caleb Williams. So for this one at 9, more than likely we would be trading back a little bit unless one of these blue highlighted players fell to 9 for some reason. Those are the ones that I'm deeming as can't miss players. You cannot pass on those at the positions we have to have too. So Joe Alt, we don't have to have a tackle, but he's so special that if he's there, you select him. If Rome Odunze's there, you select him. So with that, here's the cap hit for not every pick. 1 through the first 2 rounds are the only ones that are going to affect your cap hit. And you see I put 64 there just so you can see it's 1.151, and that's about the league minimum contract, 1.121. And so it's about the same once you hit the end of round 2. Those players don't affect your cap after round 2. They're going to replace other players. So it's not a big impact on your cap is how I should say that. But you look at the top 20, and then I skip to 32, and then 40, 45, because those are potential teams we could be trading with. But you can see the incremental how it goes down. Right from 1 to 2, there's a 300,000 impact, and then another 200,000 from 2 to 3, and then 220 from 3 to 4. So it incrementally goes down. But what that'll do is if we're at 9, I highlighted right there, right in that box, some key teams that would want to trade up with this because quarterbacks are important for several teams this year. Obviously us, the Bears, Commanders, Patriots, Giants. But then you get down in this range, Vikings, Broncos, Raiders, all going to be looking quarterback. Well, we're sitting there at 9, and if Alt is gone, and if Odunze is gone, and we're looking to pick up wide receiver, most notably Brian Thomas Jr., should be the play we are going for. Well, these guys want to come up. Realistically, the Raiders should want to pay a little bit more, so they may pay more than this. I'm just giving a realistic expectation of what it would be. 13 and 44, and as well as their 5th rounder 148, should be able to get them to jump up from 13 to 9. It's not a huge overpay, but it's enough to entice and say, we want to jump ahead of the Broncos and the Vikings. That's what would create this scenario. Well, number 13 and number 44, as I said, 148 is not going to make much of a change. So $3.2 million for 13, $1.57 million for 44. That's $4.8 million total. So from $4.041 million that was number 9, that's only a $750,000 difference. We're sitting at plus or minus $9 million right now. It's not going to change much. There's not going to be much of a change at all by us trading that back. So there's not a huge change as it would be from drafting down from 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 and getting a huge haul. Like if we got number 36 and number 40, we'd be adding more to the salary cap by a significant amount by trading with the Commanders, but that's not likely at this scenario. So trading back from 9 to say 13 with the Raiders is not going to change much. And then this would be our draft capital. 1, 13, 44, 75, 122, 148. I know it doesn't change a whole lot, but if this is the approach, this is really where I think Ryan Poles is going now. If this is the approach we take, we got 6 draft picks to fill all those needs that we have that we've talked about. And we still come away with a wide receiver, ex-wide receiver, one of the quickest ex-wide receivers, one of the best in this class that really could learn under Keenan Allen and under DJ Moore in a significant way and be the X on the outside, high point, contested catches, separation, one of the best separation in all of college football. If you missed my video on Brian Thomas, you need to go watch it because he is special, and I really think that's who we're going to be targeting. And underneath that blue, number 15, is the Colts, and I think if we trade down any farther than 13 or 14, the Colts will snag him up. So we definitely don't want to get past there. This is really who I'm targeting. I'm saying Caleb Williams at 1, Brian Thomas at 13. Then we've got a second rounder that we can do something with if we need to do defensive interior or edge or offensive tackle there. I mean, those are all likely things that we could have taken care of by doing that. All right, so this is getting a little longer than I wanted it to be, so I'll wrap it up here. But you see that this is the needs that I had from the other day. So we've got really 2 solid must-have needs, wide receiver and quarterback, and then there's some backup defensive or backup help that we need on the depth. And that's really at tackle and center, another wide receiver, and tight end 3. But we really could sign Mercedes Lewis at tight end 3 and be fine. And then on the defense, all we really need is a defensive tackle and defensive end. We might be fine now at defensive tackle. I didn't update that. I should have with the new signing of Byron Cowart. I thought I did. My bad. But just know right there on that third line down above Khalid Kareem, Byron Cowart. So right now we have 4 defensive tackles. I don't know if Byron Cowart will make the roster, but if he does, we're set there. We don't need a defensive tackle. And a defensive end, I've crossed off Dominique Robinson. He shouldn't be on the team. We should have someone to replace him, but I don't think this team views DeMarcus Walker the way that fans do. I think we might be set going into the season. But here's some possible contracts that could be cut that are very team-friendly, cap-friendly contracts that we could save a ton of money. And I've put a no-go next to the ones that are obviously not going to happen. Keenan Allen, we could save a ton of money. We just traded for him. Why would we cut him? DJ Moore, I mean, wide receiver 1. You're not going to do that. TJ Edwards is clearly not going to get cut. One of the best players on our team last year at a huge value contract. Ryan Bates, we just traded for. Andrew Billings, we just extended, but literally no cap space gone if we cut him, but it's not going to happen. Larry Borum, Travis Homer, Kari Blasingame are the biggest options where we could save some money, but it's not even that much. So really, this might be the team we're flying with into the season. Larry Borum there, if you look, post 6-1 release, dead cap this year of $83,000 is all. It would save us about $3 million. Travis Homer, dead cap of $225,000, save us $1.8 million. And Kari Blasingame save us $2 million. We might go the route of no fullback. I think only 13 teams have fullbacks now. So it just depends on how Waldron wants to run the offense. And we have a decent running back room, but we're definitely not cutting both Travis Homer and Kari Blasingame. So I don't see that happening, but overall, not much impact. So to answer the question, what happens if we trade down from 9 to 13? Not much, $750,000. And right now with where we are, that's no impact whatsoever because we're sitting at $9-10 million. We're really done with free agency. There's going to be some league minimum contracts or some players that could come in, or like if we re-sign Mercedes Lewis type of situation. But even if we traded down from 9 to 20 and the value we get back from that, it's not going to be big impact. It's probably break even from 9 to 20 with what we would get back. Maybe 20, there's second round number 45, 40, I guess 51. plus a future pick might be what that is, or a 5th rounder, same thing. So no impact. The real big impact on the salary cap came if we got the haul that we all talk about. So not really much changes by trading from 9 to 13, which is really where I think we're headed. So let me know if you guys have any questions or comments about that. Very basic video today, what trading down would do. And really, this is where we stand a month before the draft. No big things should change from here to the draft. The big news was trading Justin Fields, clearing that out, making it clear that our number one need is quarterback. And 90% we're going Caleb Williams. We still have to go through the pro days, which is tomorrow. We got to go through the visits to Hallis Hall, drilling them, putting them on paper, getting everything down, seeing if they respond and react and do things the way that this team wants them to do. Barring something like that, we're not trading out of number one. It's just not going to happen. We're going to be picking Caleb Williams, and that's the direction this team will go. So that's where we stand as of right now. And I really don't see us trading out of 9 if we have Rome Odunze or Joe out there. I just don't see it happening. A lot of people think edge is our biggest need. It's not true. I don't think that's true with DeMarcus Walker and what I've shown on how he's done since Montez Sweat is here. Next year, that would be a huge need, and I can see us taking our first round pick with that. But as we stand right now, no big impact on the salary cap, no big changes till the draft. Really going to be just doing analysis and looking into Caleb Williams, looking into medicals. Tomorrow will be pro days, so we'll do some stuff on that. And from there, we just wait this thing out and get to the draft and then find out what this team is going to look like next year. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. Until next time, bear down.